The Underworld Saga, which is the 5th saga of Epic the Musical, releases in less than 48 hours, so here's a quick recap of every single thing that's happened in Epic so far. Our story begins with the Troy Saga. Song 1, The Horse and the Infant. Odysseus and the Greeks are sacking the city of Troy after a 10-year-long war. But then Odysseus has a vision of someone stabbing him. Zeus, the king of the gods, descends from the heavens and shows Odysseus the baby son of the prince of Troy. And he says that the baby's going to grow up and take revenge on the families of everybody who was involved with the sacking of Troy, including Odysseus' family. And so Zeus is like, look, man, you got to get rid of him. And Odysseus is like, I hear you, but I would literally do anything else if possible. But Zeus is like, nah, man, sorry, you gotta do it. I don't make the rules. I mean, I do, but Song 2, Just a Man. Odysseus doesn't want to end the baby, and so he contemplates what makes a man versus a monster. And the end of the song is kind of ambiguous as to whether Odysseus spares the infant or not. Song 3, Full Speed Ahead. We meet the crew. But sadly, they're out of food, and Odysseus doesn't really want to raid any more cities. So instead, he finds a nearby island, and he takes Polites with him to do some solo recon. Song 4, Open Arms. Polites is like, yo, I know you're feeling guilty because of whatever you did in the war. However, I think you should greet the world with open arms, and that'll make you feel less guilty. And then they meet the Lotus Eaters. So Odysseus is like, yo, stay back. But Polites is like, whoa, what did I just say about open arms? Relax. And so the Lotus Eaters give them food, but Odysseus is like, wait, no, Polites, don't eat that. It's actually lotus fruit. It's bad for you. But then Polites is like, all right, let me try this again. Hey, Lotus Eaters, where else can I get some food? And the Lotus Eaters are like, oh, yo, there is a cave nearby. It's a cave with tons of food in it, and there's nothing sketchy about it, and it's definitely not the home of a cyclops. So Polites is like, see, open arms. This is what we get. And Odysseus is like, yeah, okay, fine, open arms. Song 5, Warrior of the Mind. Athena pops into Odysseus' head and is like, yo, that's not very warrior of you. Allow me to take you into a flashback that is also exposition for the audience so that you are reminded what kind of person, what kind of warrior you're supposed to be. And then she's like, all right, now don't disappoint me. And now we're in Saga 2, the Cyclops Saga. Song number 6, Polyphemus. So Odysseus and some of his men get to the cave and they kill a sheep. And then, oh my gosh, there's a cyclops in the cave. And so Odysseus is like, whoa, Mr. Cyclops, if you spare us, I'll let you drink a little bit. I'll let you get a little tipsy with my wine. And so Polyphemus drinks the wine and he's like, all right, that was pretty good. But you're still gonna die. Song number 7, Survive. Odysseus and his men fight the Cyclops. But then Polites dies. Captain. Enough. And then the Cyclops passes out from the wine. Song 8, Remember Them. Odysseus and his men stab out the Cyclops' eye. And they're about to escape the cave when Athena is like, yo, you should really, end the Cyclops. But then Odysseus is like, no, I think instead I'm going to reveal my name, my home address, and my social security number. Odysseus! You see, that mother lover should have spared us, so I'm going to teach him a lesson by sparing him, so that he remembers me. Song 9, My Goodbye. Athena and Odysseus break up, platonically. Saga 3, the Ocean Saga. Song 10, Storm. Odysseus and his men are sailing home to Ithaca, but suddenly there's a storm that's blocking the way. The storm seems impossible to pass, but luckily there's a floating island in the sky. And so Odysseus and his men realize that physics isn't a real thing. And instead, they use the laws of anime physics to throw harpoons into the island in the sky and use it as a reverse anchor. Song 11, Luck Runs Out. Eurylochus, the second in command, tells Odysseus, hey, I'm starting to have some doubts about you. And instead of telling you in private, I'm going to say it right here in front of everyone. And so Odysseus is like, thank you for doing that. Now let me talk to you in private.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Song 12, Keep Your Friends Close. Odysseus climbs the island in the sky and asks the wind god Aeolus for help. Aeolus puts the storm into a bag and tells Odysseus, if you want to get home, all you got to do is not open it. I know you want to open it, but don't do that. 10 days later, when they're almost home, Odysseus takes a nap. And someone, wouldn't you guess, opens the bag. And so the winds of the storm take Odysseus and his fleet far away from Ithaca and straight to the lair of John Cena, the lair of Poseidon and the Laestrygonians.
Odysseus of Ithaca!
Song 13, Ruthlessness. So Poseidon sings the tagline of the show for a few minutes and then destroys Odysseus' fleet. So only Odysseus' ship remains, and at the last second, he slices open the windbag, releasing whatever wind is left inside of it, and that wind takes Odysseus' sheep far away from Poseidon and to Circe's island. Saga 4, the Circe saga. Eurylochus is like, Captain, I have to tell you something really important. But Odysseus is like, nope, I'm still pretty early in my character arc, meaning I'm not ready to have this conversation. So we're gonna wait till Act 2. Eurylochus comes back later and is like, Captain, this witch named Circe turned our men into pigs.
She had us in just 2 words.
Come inside.
And so Odysseus is like, okay, I'll handle this. Song 15, Wouldn't You Like? Hermes shows up and convinces Odysseus to take some drugs. Hermes convinces Odysseus to eat this magical flower that gives him the powers necessary to defeat Circe. Song 16, Done For. Odysseus fights Circe and he wins. Song 17, There Are Other Ways. Circe tries seducing Odysseus so that she can lower his guard and end him. But this doesn't go as planned because Odysseus is so in love with his wife Penelope. So Odysseus tells Circe about his current situation with Poseidon and his struggles to get home. And Circe is like, okay, this is how you can get home. All you got to do is talk to the prophet Tiresias. The problem is that he's dead, and now you have to go to the underworld.